I want to make enough money I can fly private.
Fly private? Yeah. Shh. I ain't flying private. Spirit. Put me on Spirit. Exit row. Window seat. That's all I need. Long as I get from point A to point B. I don't need private. Athletes more so. If you can get to a point in your career where your name becomes bigger than anything you can purchase, there's your value. Wow. My name itself, Ochocinco at one point, even still to this day, is bigger than, why am I driving a Ferrari? Why am I driving a Rolls Royce and I'm Ocho? Oh, we talk about jewelry and watches and chains. Never bought real anything when I was playing. Never. What was the point? I went to Claire's.
So all you do?
Yes. For what? What am I doing it for? The women don't deal with you anyway because of who you are.
Right.
And then the other women who really doing their homework don't Google how much you're making already.
Right.
Why am I buying a $50,000 watch, $80,000 watch? What time is it real quick, please?
It's 20 minutes to 4.
How much that cost me? Because time is free. So what I'm paying for? Right. For what? I'm Ocho. What's the point?
Right.
There's nothing I can buy that's bigger than my name alone. So it made no sense. But everybody's caught up in image and looking a certain way and being rich. It's me. It's pointless. You know how hard it is to live like that all the time, consistently, and be fly every day, jewelry. And listen, eras of rappers. Think about the era before us.
Right.
Everybody was flashy, stunned, and after 10 years, what happens? You can't. It's impossible to sustain. It's impossible. People, social media. Well, if I spin this bag, I'm just gonna make it back. It ain't like you think. No. People, they think the cure and the fix for the problem is, well, give me more money, I'm gonna be all right. But the more you make, the more you spend.
Right.
If you have no discipline and no structure.
Yes, absolutely.
Every time.
Yes.
Every time. Or just give me more and more. No, the more you get, the more you're gonna spend. And people ain't gonna listen because we are caught up in looking a certain way, living a certain way, trying to appease others who don't really care nothing about you, just to say, oh, I got it. Well, shit, I got it too, and I had it for almost 30 years. I done saved, what, 83% of my salary. I don't need validation from nobody on the outside. That's another downfall. In society, we always need validation and acceptance from others. Don't try to live a lifestyle that you know you can't. Right. You can't do
that. All right, Shalom, this is Gamal Yala, Great One Stone, Atlanta. And give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHSHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHSHAM, Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim pushing out this truth and sincerity. Quick lesson. And I don't have a title, but this is basically a response to a video that you just saw, Chad Ochocinco sitting down with Shannon Sharp, and this is re-uploaded by Elder Yashawamba 2 through an information. But you know, he was saying some real stuff, you know, as far as going into spending money, you know, being frugal, you know, money management, you know, things of that nature. And you know, this is a very wise mindset to have, you know, because believe it or not, the wealthiest, the richest and the wealthiest people are also some of the most frugal and cheap people. All right. You know, you look at, for example, you have this guy, well, he passed on, Steve Jobs. You know, one of the things that made him, or one of his key things that stood out with him was that he wore a basic black shirt and jeans, you know, every day. You know, he wasn't flashy. You know, but yeah, a lot of the richest people, you'll never know they're even rich. You know, some of the richest people, you'll never even know they're rich, all right, because, you know, they don't gotta have all the, you know, excessive jewelry and, you know, flashy cars and all that. You know, so yeah, you know, let's get into it. First of all, let's grab this. This is First Timothy 6:10, it says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows." Now it says the love of money is the root of all evil. And, you know, because a lot of people actually mistake this quote and they say money is the root of all evil. That's incorrect. It says the love of money, because everyone needs money. Money is a object. How can money itself be evil? You know, it's a tangible object. No, it's the love of money. Okay. Now, why is the love of money evil? Because people will go, you know, people will commit wickedness to obtain it. You know, you'll go beyond your morals. You'll sell out. You know, and then look at today. You have people committing crimes. Every crime someone commits is for money. You know, you look at all the crimes people commit. You know, somewhere along the lines there's some money involved. You know, so yeah, but that's the love of money. People love money. Okay, but this guy, Chad Ochocinco, like I said, he's wise with his money. You know, because he said that he didn't, you know, he wasn't living beyond his means. You know, he said, you know, what's the point of getting a private jet? You know, spending, you know, ten to $15,000 for a private jet. You know, when he can fly, you know, for a much cheaper rate with a different airline. You know, and of course, I mean, Spirit is the lowest airline. You know, but the point being is that, you know, hey, he's getting the point that he's making is point A to point B. You know, it don't matter what you're riding in. You know, you still getting to the same destination as long as it's working. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's functional and it's gonna get you there, that's what counts. You know, and this is also humility. You know, because, you know, like he said, you know, he's um, you know, I mean, when you come from the world of having things, and you know, when you come from the world of wealth and money and all and having things, you know, it's no big deal. But that's the reason why Jake gets uh that's the reason why Jake will get ignorant when it comes to money, you know, holding money, phone, holding uh cash, you know, to look like a cell phone, or, you know, taking a wad of money and, you know, doing the spreading it down their arms, and, you know, different things of that nature. The reason why Jake does that is because they ain't had it. They come from not having it. All right. But you don't see Edomites, you don't see rich, wealthy Edomites, so-called white people. You don't see them doing that. First of all, they don't even deal with cash. Cash is cash is a thing of the past, man. That's a lesson. But cash is a thing of the past. Only you niggas use cash. You know, because you're in the past. You're not keeping up with the system. You know. So let's keep going. Get another precept. Oh, but it also says, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. You know, and you know, in terms of the truth. Okay, yeah, you have a lot of individuals that did sell out and take that bag, so they erred from the faith. It says pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So yeah, you have a lot of individuals that did, you know, take that purse. Now let's see, I'm gonna get from there, let's get from there, let's get this. This is Ecclesiastes 1:14. It says, I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. All right, and this is King Solomon speaking, you know, and he said, you know, he had a lot of possessions, you know, but it says he's seen everything. He had a lot. King Solomon had it all, you know. He had he had he had a temple, you know. He had many riches, a lot of resources, a lot of women, you know. King Solomon, we're talking about. So he said, I've seen all the works done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. So let's get that word, vanity. The word vanity is habal. It says emptiness. Okay, something transitory and unsatisfactory. Okay, so yeah, everything is, when you look at it, really, it's unfulfilling. It's the word vexation, longing, striving. You know, because to be vexed is synonymous with, like, you know, being annoyed. You know, but yeah, you know, everything that you see on this earth is really like, it's really carnal, man. It's you know, like I said, when you come from having certain things, it's not okay. Like, you know, I'll put it this way: if you have 5 Rolls Royces, you know, you get another Rolls Royce, it's no big deal. It's like, all right, it's just another, you know, nothing. Even the rich, you know, they're not excited with their money. They get bored. The rich, believe it or not, you know, see, you bottom level Israelites, you know, you thinking, you know, this is gonna solve all my problems. But when you super rich, you know, you get bored with your money because you done did everything, you know. You done been on a yacht. You done been, you know, to this country, that country. You know, you done been all over the world. You done, you know what I'm saying? You done had so many dishes, so many, you know, so many different types of food. You probably have, you know, 100 cars. So what, you know, what's another car to you? It's not a, you know, it's nothing's really exciting, you know. So that's the thing. It's vanity. It's vanity and vexation of spirit. But when you understand that, you know, you can actually focus on other things, and begin to enjoy and worry about the moments. Everything is about moments. You know, everything is about moments. Enjoying your moments while you're here, instead of trying to get rich or die trying. Because what happens is, if you try to get rich, you know, if you spend your life getting rich, you'll waste your life. You'll waste your whole life away, man. Spend your whole life getting rich, then you die trying, and your life is really that's a shameful death, man. It's a shameful life to live, you know, because you basically wasted your time. And I always say this, you know, if you were to trade, if you take an old person on their deathbed, you know, they're sick in the hospital, you ask them, you know, would you rather be young, or would you rather have, you know, $1 million in your pocket? You know, would you rather have $1 million, or would you trade that million to be, 20 years younger? Well, they're gonna take the age. They're gonna want more time on Earth. If you give them that choice, they're gonna take the time on Earth. So that goes to show you that money doesn't outweigh experiences and time. Money is just money. And we use it, we need it. We need it to live, of course, but it shouldn't, what's that saying? Yeah, make the money, don't let the money make you. So make the money, but don't let it make who you, don't let that be who you are. And as far in terms of money, this guy Chad Ochocinco, he's figured it out.
Because time is free. So what I'm paying for? Right. For what? I'm Ocho. What's the point? Right. There's nothing I can buy that's bigger than my name alone. So it made no sense. But everybody's caught up in image and looking a certain way and being rich. It's me. It's pointless. You know how hard it is to live like that all the time, consistently, and be fly every day? Yeah. Jewelry. You can't?
Yeah, because there's also a saying, people spend money that they don't have to impress people that they don't like or don't even know. He kind of said something similar in the interview, but yeah, that's true, man. People will spend all this money, trying to impress people who really don't give a damn about you. When it came down to it, then people would when it came down to it, then people would sell you out, man. Then people would sell you out when it came down to it. So none of that even matters, man. Having the flashy chains. Having the nicest whip, having the flashiest chains, but then everything is all debt anyway. So yeah, hey, well, you look, you might got a nice car, nice whatever, but everything you have is debt. People don't own, people go get new cars. The average American doesn't own their car. Majority of Americans do not own their car. They're leasing it and financing it. Or let's say you own your car, you don't own your house. You're paying a mortgage. Or you're paying, so the point being is that you don't really own anything. Everything is debt. But, there's a term called keeping up with the Joneses. See, everybody feels like you got to keep up with the Joneses to try to have this and have that, have a nice house, have a nice car, so you can look the part. But, inwardly, you're you're depressed. You thought these different things, different nice things would bring you happiness. Oh, well, money don't buy happiness is another one. But you thought these things was gonna, fulfill you. But they didn't. Ultimately, they didn't. That's why you gotta chase the feelings. What are the feelings that you want? What's your intentions behind money? And you shouldn't pray to the Lord for money, because money is an object. Again, money is an object. But you can pray to the Lord for something that you need the money for. For instance, if you need stability, I need money so I can be stable, so that I can pay my bills. What is your intentions? What is your intentions behind the money? which is important. You don't just ask for, Lord, will you give me $10,000? Well, what do you need that money for? What's your intentions? What's your reasoning behind wanting that amount of money? All right. Let's get some more precepts. This is Proverbs 30:8. It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. And, this is also wise because, you just want to be in the middle. You want to be in the middle. You don't want to live in poverty, but you also don't want to have riches, because both are actually bitter. Both ways are bitter, very bitter. You live in poverty, that's bitter, and you live in riches, it's bitter as well. Like I said, it's bitter because, as another saying goes, more money, more problems. You got to deal with a whole different level of problems, whole different level of responsibilities. Like I said, your money, things that you think, the things that you have, that are no longer exciting. Nothing is ever exciting. So, your life is, can be a little boring.
It's impossible to sustain. It's impossible. People, social media. Well, if I spin this bag, I'm just gonna make it back.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people think. But riches come from the Lord. Let me see if I can find that. First Corinthians 29. First Corinthians 29:12 says, wealth and honor come from you. You are the ruler of all things in your hand. Actually, that's here it is. KJV, it says, both riches, First Chronicles 29:12, both riches and honor come of thee, and thou reignest over all. And in thine hand is power and might, and in thine hand is also it is to make great and to give strength unto all. Okay. So yeah, riches and honor come of the Most High. He reigns over all. All right. So these are all things of the Lord. Oh, there's another one in Sirach. Is an easy thing to make a poor man rich. Yeah, Sirach 11:21, it says, marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. Yeah, so you don't even got to marvel at the works of sinners, because, these people ain't right, man. These people ain't living, they are basically, they're through, man. Scriptures also say, envy not the wicked. Marvel not at the works of sinners. Yeah, so these sinners, man, they got money, man. They got, these wicked people, they got money. They got money. You look at them and, sometimes you like, damn, man, it'd be nice to have that. But guess what? They don't have the Lord. It says, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. Trust in the Lord and abide in your labor. Yeah, because our labor is in YAHAWASHI. Our labor is in YAHAWASHI. And, the Lord has a reward for us, man. You know, we may not be rich or well off now. You may be struggling with bills. You know, you may be, you know, you may lose a car, lose your house, whatever. Oh, but then the scriptures also say you will receive an hundredfold. So, you know, whatever you lose, you know, you're going to gain back in the kingdom of heaven, man. It says, for it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. So it says on the sudden. So that's an easy thing for the Lord to give you riches. I mean, it says on the sudden. You know, you could get a phone call tomorrow. Somebody, you know, got an opportunity for you, a money opportunity for you, or you know, you might get you know, you know, whatever, man, whatever it may be. You know, hit the lotto. You might go to the gas station, hit the lotto. You might come across, there's been stories of people, you know, came across a bag of money. You know, they find a bag of money, you know, laying on the side of the road. You know, it's rare, but yeah, stuff like that happens. But that's really the Lord. It's YAHAWASHI. But if you're going through financial struggle, that's also the Lord. So you just got to understand timing, and you got to understand, you know, why the Lord has you in particular positions, and make the best of it. You know, make the best of your situation. You know, and understand that, you know, it's highs and lows, man. Life is highs and lows. You know, I've been through a lot of periods of being broke financially. You know, your account is overdrawn, you know, and then, you know, there's other periods where you're up. But no one can be up and down. You know, no one can be up all the time. You know, it comes with those highs and lows.
It ain't like you think. No. People, they think the cure and the fix for the problem is, well, give me more money, I'm gonna be all right. But the more you make, the more you spend.
Right.
If you have no discipline and no structure.
Yes, absolutely.
Every time.
Yes.
Every time. Well, just give me more and more. No, the more you get, the more you're gonna spend. And people ain't gonna.
Yeah, now, yeah, like he's saying, you know, that's pretty much, you know, he said discipline, which is key. It's key. Discipline, man. Luke 6:24, it says, well, woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Oh, here's another version, NLV. What sorrow awaits you who are rich, for you only have your happiness. For you have your only happiness now. See that? Woe unto you that are rich, for ye have already received your comfort. Destruction to you that are rich. Because, hey, the higher you are, the harder you fall. The higher you are, the harder you fall. So you know, when money goes, you know, when money becomes obsolete, you know, cash becomes obsolete, and you know they shut down the system and redo the global reset. You know, hey, it's not gonna be easy, man. You know, it's gonna be. Matter of fact, it's gonna go into, it says, woe unto ye that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. So like I said, you're going to be going through it, man, because you're going to fall hard. That fall is going to be real hard. Because you're used to comfort. You're used to, you know, having it. You know? So I think that's pretty much the point. There's another one I'm thinking of, Proverbs. Yeah, Proverbs 11:4 says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. Yeah, you know, so, hey, you know, riches right now, it ain't gonna get you, you know, it ain't gonna get you salvation. You know, what's gonna get you salvation is richness of spirit, richness of of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, pursuant to Isaiah 33:6. That's going to be the stability of your time. That's how you're going to stay stable in that day, because money is not going to be a thing anymore. You know, money, I'll say fiat currency, is going to be a thing of the past. So with this reset, it's going to be a whole total new system implemented, you know, and it's going to be very difficult to you know, buy and sell without you know, having to submit to Esau, fully submit to Esau's system. You know, so that's pretty much the point. I'll end off on that, giving all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHSHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHSHAM, KAKUDASH. Devil honors to the elders and apostles of the millstone. Shalom.